I'm Michael Williams, live on the WPTV News Channel 5 rooftop with our good friend David Hitzik from the Bush Wildlife Center. We're keeping our two friends a friendly distance apart. The native, an American crocodile that ranges in parts of southern Florida. The non-native, the iguana, Central and South America, but as you know, now calls our region home. What's the impact of the weather going to be this cold snap on animals like this, native and non-native?
Well, a lot of the more tropical animals, like the iguanas and things like that, that have now established themselves here in South Florida, can affect them greatly. We will have these guys that'll become almost paralyzed because of the weather, and people will find them laying in their backyards.
Dead or just comatose and stricken for a while?
Sometimes just in like a coma type state, but because the cold weather gets so cold that it can actually cause them to die.
What about a crocodile, the American crocodile that ranges further south in South Florida? What's the impact on an animal like that?
Well, the potential on our native species is even great as well. American crocodiles, although they do range into Florida, most of it's down in the Keys, Everglades National Park, but they can be affected if the temperatures drop below 30 degrees.
So you as experts are on the lookout for that. I want to ask you about the python. We can't have a conversation without talking about that reptile that's upsetting the natural balance here. Is there a hope that we'll have enough cold weather this weekend to make any kind of impact, however brief, on the python?
Well, most certainly when we have temperatures that drop this low, it is going to impact them. It may not necessarily kill them, but it could cause problems like upper respiratory infections, which may end up ultimately leading to their death and reducing some of the populations that exist.
The fact of the matter is, for non-native invasive species like the python, the cold weather is one of your best tools to try and thin them out.
As far as management is concerned, absolutely, because it's a natural process.
And David, you were talking earlier about iguanas falling from trees. We saw them falling like popsicles back in the big brutal cold break of 2010. What do you say to people if they come across a stricken animal like an iguana or something like that?
Anytime someone finds an injured animal, they can bring it to the Bush Wildlife Sanctuary, and we'll do our best to take care of the animal, and at least it gets the animals, in the case of the non-native species, out of the environment.
And you and your other experts will be out in the next days and weeks monitoring the impact of this on the native and non-native species alike.
Absolutely. I'm sure that our phone will be ringing off the hook, as it does every time we get a cold snap like this.
David Hitzik, Bush Wildlife Center, will let you and your friends get into slightly warmer weather, a brisk, beautiful day out here. Shannon, back to you.